Daniel lived far from home. When he woke each morning, he did not see the hills of Jerusalem. He did not hear the songs of worship rising from the temple. He did not walk the streets of his childhood. He lived in Babylon, a foreign land, a powerful empire. A kingdom built on conquest, control, and unshakable laws. Kings were absolute, their words were final. Their decrees could not be reversed. Yet in the middle of that empire stood one quiet man, different from the rest. Daniel was no longer a young exile. He had learned something powerful. Faith is not proven in comfort, it is refined in endurance. Daniel worked with integrity. He handled responsibility with care. He made decisions without corruption. There was something different about him, a calm wisdom, a quiet strength, a steady character, and King Darius noticed. The king planned to promote Daniel above the governors, above the officials, above the administrators, and that is when the tension began. Because excellence exposes insecurity, the other leaders began whispering, "Why him? He's not even one of us. He's a foreigner." Jealousy rarely announces itself loudly. It grows in shadows. They watched Daniel closely. They searched for corruption. They looked for dishonesty, but they found none. Finally, someone said the words that would change everything. "We will never find grounds to accuse this man, unless it has something to do with the law of his God." They approached King Darius together. Their voices were smooth, their flattery carefully crafted. "O King Darius, live forever." They proposed a decree for 30 days. No one may pray to any god or human being except the king. Anyone who disobeys will be thrown into the lion's den. To understand this moment, we must understand Persian law. Under the Medes and Persians, a royal decree could not be revoked, not even by the king himself, and Darius, feeling honored, signed the law. He did not realize he had just signed a death sentence. For the most faithful man in his kingdom, Daniel heard about the decree. He understood the risk. This was not a misunderstanding. This was not a minor inconvenience. This was life or death. But Daniel also understood something deeper. If he stopped praying to save his life, he would lose something greater than life. So he went home. He opened his windows toward Jerusalem, the city of promise, the symbol of God's covenant. He knelt down and he prayed 3 times a day, just as he always had. No announcement, no rebellion, no dramatic protest, just faithfulness. True faith does not shout, it simply refuses to bow. The officials rushed in. They found him praying and they celebrated, not because justice had been served, but because their trap had worked. They dragged Daniel before the king. And suddenly, Darius realized what he had done. King Darius was deeply distressed. He respected Daniel. He trusted him. All day long, he searched for a loophole, some way to rescue him, but Persian law was clear, irrevocable as the sun began to set. Daniel was led to the lion's den. The king said something remarkable. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." It was not a command. It sounded almost like a prayer. A stone was rolled over the entrance. The den was sealed, and Daniel disappeared into darkness. Above ground, the king could not sleep. He refused entertainment. He refused food. Regret kept him awake. Below ground, Daniel stood in the dark. He could hear the breathing of lions. He could feel the cold stone beneath his feet. But Daniel did not panic. He prayed, not for revenge, not for escape, but for God's presence. And heaven responded. God sent his angel. The lions' mouths were shut. The predators became still. The den of death became a sanctuary of protection. That night, Daniel rested, where others expected him to perish, because when God is with you, even the most dangerous place can become holy ground. At first light, King Darius ran to the den. His voice trembled, "Daniel, servant of the living God. Has your God been able to rescue you?" Silence, then a voice rose from the darkness. "My king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths. I am not hurt." Relief flooded the king's heart. Daniel was lifted out. Not a single wound was found on him, because he trusted in his God. Those who falsely accused Daniel faced the consequences of their own scheme. Evil does not always win. Deceit does not always prosper. Justice may be delayed, but it is never forgotten. King Darius issued a new decree. "I decree that throughout my kingdom, people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel, for he is the living God." And Daniel continued to prosper, not because he fought back, not because he defended himself, but because he remained faithful. We may not face lions, but we all face pressure to compromise, pressure to stay silent, pressure to blend in. Daniel's story reminds us, faithfulness is not loud, it is consistent. And when you stand firm in what you believe, even if you stand alone, you are never truly alone. Because the same God who shut the lions' mouths still stands with those who trust him.